Timekeeper, Terry McDowell. Counting for the knockdown seconds, Roger Smith. The scoring will be done on a 10-point must system by 3 judges, Jerry Hansen, Larry Chavez, and Rocky Burke. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Tingley Coliseum here in Albuquerque, New Mexico,
Hello, boxing fans. Thank you for joining us here on the 8 Count Boxing Hour, and happy Boxing Day to all the boxing fans out there. Believe it or not, today, December 28th, is Boxing Day in Canada. Tonight's main event, Earl Butler will take on Danny Ray Perez from Albuquerque. Earl Butler comes into town from Phoenix, Arizona with a record of 10-2. Danny Pitbull Perez with the same record, 10-2. They'll square off. But before we show you the fight, let's take a little time here and meet Earl Sweetness Butler, the visiting fighter from Phoenix. Earl Butler with a record of 10-2 with 5 knockouts. As an amateur, Earl won 40 of 44 fights. His last fight, he was stopped on a cut against world-ranked Anthony Hembrick, who represented the United States in the 1988 Olympics. Earl Butler is a fine fighter on his way up, but on the way up, he's going to run into Danny Ray Perez. This is an exciting fight, and I hope you'll enjoy it. But right now, let's meet Earl Sweetness Butler. Joining me on the 8 Count Boxing Hour now, it's a pleasure to have from Phoenix, Arizona, this is Earl Butler. What's your nickname, Earl?
Sweetness.
Sweetness, Earl Sweetness Butler. And Earl has a record of 9-2 with 5 KOs. Earl, thanks for joining us. Okay, Earl's going to be taking on our own hometown favorite, Danny the Pitbull Perez. This bout's scheduled for 10 rounds. Light heavyweight? Okay, so Danny Perez will be stepping up to the light heavies. And Earl, your last fight, I think you were in really tough with a man, world-renowned Anthony Hembrick.
Right, I fought Anthony Hembrick in San Bernardino 2 months ago, and I stopped the fight up because of a headbutt in the 4th round.
Okay, so after being in there with Anthony Hembrick, I think you'd probably feel pretty confident about stepping in with Danny Perez.
Well, the thing is, if I'd have fought Perez before I fought Hembrick, I would feel comfortable. It's not because I fought him, I feel comfortable fighting that guy. I can beat him, that's what I mean.
Okay, so you have the confidence in yourself regardless of
Hembrick, regardless of fighting Hembrick.
Okay, how about your amateur career?
Yeah, I had an amateur record of 4-4. Fought my amateur in Texas. In Dallas, I fought 3-time Golden Glove champion in Dallas, Texas. Went to state and then went to national. Amateur wasn't too much my style of fighting. I always did fight as a professional. I had a professional style of fighting. So once I turned professional, I'm gonna improve the new me.
Okay. Now, I believe you fought a man named Coco Kozlowski on, was that on Prime Network? Or
right, Prime Network.
National television.
Right.
Heck of a fight, and I think if that fight had gone a few more rounds, I think Kozlowski was in a little trouble, as I recall.
Yeah, Coco was all right. I'm looking for a rematch with my man Coco. Yeah, I had to lose a lot of weight. I was real weak and real tired. I couldn't perform up to my standards and my ability in that fight. I had to lose 8 pounds the day before the fight. That was because of bad management. I'm looking for a rematch with Poco, but hopefully I get a rematch with him when it counts, when it means something for a title or something like that down the line.
There you go. And at that time, I believe you were undefeated. So
yeah, I was undefeated.
That was a good learning process.
Right. Well, you know, at that time, there had a lot of people ducking me. They didn't want to fight me. I was undefeated, and so I thought after fighting Poco and losing the way I lost him, you know, a lot of people would want to fight me. But even after losing to him, I still was getting people ducking me. You know, but hopefully after this fight and after my few fights, when I become a contender, it'll be mandatory for me to fight, for everybody to fight me, you know, so I can get where I want to go.
There you go. So he's on his way to the top, folks. This is Earl Sweetness Butler. Earl, thanks again for joining us.
All right.
And good luck.
Peace.
There you go, man. All right, thanks, Earl.
Thanks.
And 1 quarter.
Okay, boxing fans, so we're all set now for the main event. Earl Butler takes on Danny Ray Perez. 10 rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight. Okay, boxing fans, here we go now with our main event on our own Danny Ray, the Pitbull Perez. 10 rounds in light heavyweight action. Danny Perez getting a taste of the light heavyweights once again. And here we go with round 1. Both men come out smoking now. Both men feeling each other out, getting a taste of what the other man's going to be like tonight. This is going to be a good fight. These men are very, very evenly matched. Danny Perez taking another step, moving up towards a world title shot or some type of title. And right now he'll get his test big time from Earl Sweetness Butler. There you see Butler trying a right hand, coming up a little bit short. Danny Perez moves out of the way. Danny Perez started his career as a junior middleweight, moving up to middleweight, then super middleweight. Now he's going to give it a shot in the light heavyweight division. There you see both men trading left hooks now. Butler shoots that jab out, comes up a little bit short. And now Perez shows his jab. There's a good body shot from Danny the Pitbull Perez. Both men settling down now into their fight plan. This could be a grueling fight. Both men are very tough, very determined. Earl Butler, as you saw in our opening interview, very confident. He definitely feels he can stop Danny Perez here in Albuquerque. Earl Butler coming up from Phoenix, Arizona. He fights out of that Carbajal camp, the home of world champion Michael Carbajal, and the trainer is Danny Carbajal, the big brother of Michael. And he's really got Butler on the right track. Now Butler comes out with a two-handed attack. They bumped heads in the middle there. Danny Perez rubs his head, and there was a headbutt there. This is going to really be a very grueling match. I'm telling you, it's a lot of damage are going to be done to both men. Danny Perez, of course, with the support of his hometown fans here. Roller West is packed, and there's a good combination from Perez to the head of Butler. Butler answers back with that little jab, coming up a little bit short still. And there Butler misses with a left hook and a right hand, both missing. Danny Perez, a very polished boxer, but he really has a lot of respect from the other boxers in this area for his power. Here's a good left hook from Danny Perez. Now Perez showing his jab. He's got a good jab. Good right hand. He's got good power in both hands. He's got an excellent jab. Good body puncher when he wants to be. Earl Butler is known for his aggressive style. He's been likened to a Evander Holyfield, an early Evander Holyfield when he turned pro. Very similar to the style of Earl Butler. He's very tenacious. He's right on you. He won't back off. And that ends the first round, a close round. I don't know how to score that one. Very close round. Both fighters showing what they can do. Things are just getting warmed up here. Now let's take a little look at a replay here from action in that opening round. And you can see that they're fighting inside. There's a lot of banging going on inside, a lot of body work. I think the man that can do the most damage to the body is going to pay dividends in the later rounds. These are two very, very durable light heavyweights. Of course, Danny Perez moving up from super middleweight to the light heavyweight division. And this is where Earl Butler feels he can get the advantage. And there you see referee Marvin Nephew. New Mexico with a fine, really outstanding core of referees. The referees for the New Mexico Athletic Commission are Al Martinez, Mervin Nephew, who you see here, and Nefi Quintana. Three excellent referees. There's no problem there. So we go into round two now. Danny Perez in the red trunks, Earl Butler, Sweetness in the black trunks. Daniel Perez comes into this fight as a slight favorite, mostly because of his home advantage. He's going to have the hometown advantage, and the fans will probably energize him. But Earl Butler doesn't care about that. And now you see both men going, uh-oh, there's a low blow from Butler. Unintentional low blow by Earl Butler. Danny Perez is bending over. He was really hurt with that shot. And you see the referee asking one of the judges if he saw it, and yes, the judge nods his head in the affirmative. Okay, so the referee will give Perez as much time as he needs to recover. That was an unintentional low blow. But Danny Perez does have to pull himself together now and continue on with his bout. He will get a reasonable amount of time to pull himself together. Look at Earl Butler back there, looking at his corner. He's ready to go. Earl Butler's very charged up. What a strong young man, an excellent fighter. And now you see Butler coming forward with that jab. Coming in behind the jab, it's a good idea. Perez now trying to shoot to the body. Danny Perez known for his fiery temper, and I think that low blow has got him fired up. He comes out swinging, but Butler answers right back. Earl Butler not taking a step backwards, and that's what he's known for. He's going to be right in Danny Perez's face all night. I hope Daniel's ready. There you see a good right hand from Perez and a good combination now. And another combination of the body backs Butler up a little bit. Here in the second round, a good action fight, just as we expected. We're glad you're joining us here on the 8-Count Boxing Hour. You're seeing a terrific fight here, battle of light heavyweights. The winner of this match is going to move on to the next level. These are two fine prospects, both men recognized by the United States Boxing Association. Chopping right hand from Perez, and Butler answers back with a body shot. Both men just tying it up inside, staying close. Now Butler bulls Perez back into the ropes. I think Daniel Perez is finding out how strong Earl Butler is. Now the pit bull charges his way off the ropes. There you see them both men shooting out their jabs. But it seems like they start off with the jab and then they end up into a grueling inside fight. There they go again now. Earl Butler has been the aggressor. He's been the man pushing forward, even though Danny Perez has been landing the cleaner, the sharper punches, the more punishing punches. It's Earl Butler staying busy and moving forward. Now again, Butler gets Perez on the ropes. Danny Perez should not be there. And now Perez fights his way off the ropes and comes in with a right hand. runs into a left hook. And there's a big right hand from Earl Butler. The referee telling both men to watch their heads. A lot of banging heads going on inside. Fans screaming for the pit bull. And there's a good left hook at the end of round number 2 for Danny Perez. Very good, good round, good action, even match. This is going to be a tough one. Let's take a look at a little bit of action now as Danny Perez bangs his way off the ropes there. Butler had him on the ropes, and Perez comes out swinging, firing his guns. And he was able to get off the ropes, and that's what he needs to do tonight. Boxing being brought to him. A really nice facility. And we've got a capacity crowd here to see Danny the Pitbull Perez taking on Earl Sweetness Butler. Both of these young fighters have appeared on national television. Earl Butler taking on Coco Kozlowski on the Prime Network. And Danny Ray Perez appearing both on Univision and USA Network. That was his fight with the Russian Viktor Igorov in the Battle of the Undefeateds. One of Danny Perez's only 2 losses there on USA Network, but a terrific fight and a very controversial decision. But these are 2 very highly regarded prospects. The super middleweight division, light heavyweight divisions right now maybe a little bit down. And these 2 young talented men are coming in to fill it up, fill that division up. And there was a stinging left hook from Danny Perez. Butler felt that one. And now Butler, being a little more cautious, comes in with a left and a right combination. Perez sticks the jab right in the face of Butler. And now you see a body shot from Daniel Perez. I've had the pleasure of seeing Perez fight several times in person, and I'm telling you, he's a damaging body puncher. A really good body puncher. Some of the knocks on him around town have been, I've heard people say that he might be a little bit lazy, maybe a little lapse of concentration at times during a bout. But he definitely has the heart to go very far. He's got a lot of skill too. And there you see him again with a combination to the body. Danny was involved in a terrific 10-round fight with the world-rated Thomas Ice T. Tate. That fight took place in Bakersfield. And Danny Perez had his eyes shut. And he really got his heart tested, and he passed the test, going the full distance with Thomas Tate, who later, after that fight, went on to challenge Julian Jackson for the world title. Thomas Tate coming up on the short end of a controversial decision, a very good fight. So Danny Perez has been in there with the big time, and right now he's in there with Earl Sweetness Butler, who continues to bull forward like a tank. And there you see Danny Perez now with a good combination, using his hand speed to his advantage early in this fight. Butler reminds me of Olympian Chris Sandee. Chris Sandee faced Danny Perez a while back on the Johnny Tapia undercard. And Chris Sandee, who was in the Olympics, I believe that was 1988 Olympics, faced Danny Perez, and the style is very similar to that of Earl Butler. Daniel Perez's last fight was a first-round knockout over Kenny Garcia here in Albuquerque. 56 seconds it took him to dispose of Kenny Garcia, but it looks like he's in with a much more well-prepared athlete here in Earl Butler, who has taken some good shots from Perez and doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Again, Butler pinning Perez on the ropes, both men trading shots. Daniel Perez appears very willing to fight off the ropes. And that ends the round. There you see a little repair work being done on the ropes. Here's a replay now of action from round 3, and again, you see Earl Butler going to work on Daniel Perez, but Perez falls back into the ropes, and he's very content to just lay there and fire back with counter shots. And really, even though he's on the ropes, he's not getting the worst end of the deal. So Butler kind of takes a step back. Okay, we're gonna move on to round 5 now. Round 4 was another close round, hard to score. We're gonna move on to round 5. So round 5 is now underway. Light heavyweights scheduled for 10. The 8-count boxing hour bringing you this 10-round main event. Our own pride of Albuquerque, Danny Ray Perez, and the man from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, Sweetness EARL Butler. These two young men have identical records, 10 wins and 2 losses. They had very similar amateur records as well. Daniel Perez with an amateur record of 89-12. He was very successful in the amateur ranks. And EARL Butler also with a very good record as an amateur. There's Perez trying to counter with a right to the body. And you see EARL Butler maybe slowing down just a little bit. Both men actually getting tired now. The judges for this bout are Albert Gutierrez, Rocky Burke, and Larry Chavez, and you have to wonder how they're seeing this fight up to this point. It's been very close, no clear-cut advantage for either fighter, and it's really going to be a tough job for the judges to find a winner for each of these close rounds. There you see Butler, 1, 2, 3, and then Danny Perez answers right back. There again you see a hook being blocked by the gloves of Perez, and that was all elbows there, a left hook to the elbows. So Butler's busy and he's throwing more punches, but Danny Perez is blocking a lot of those. And now Danny Perez trying to get himself out of that corner again. He spent a lot of time on the ropes, and that's not good in the eyes of the judges. There you see a left hook to the body now. Butler bounces back a little bit. Danny Perez is not very busy. Actually, neither fighter is that busy. There's a good jab from Perez. And you have to wonder if the move up to light heavyweight might be having an effect on Daniel Perez, who's usually quite a bit more active than this. There's a good combination now from the pit bull. Of course, Danny Perez moving up from super middleweight to this light heavyweight division. And EARL Butler coming up from Phoenix, Arizona, from the Valley of the Sun all the way to the mile-high altitude of New Mexico, Albuquerque. And we're going to have to wait and see which man gets... Uh-oh, there they go after the bell. Both men exchanging after the bell. This one's getting wild now. You have to wonder if the altitude will affect EARL Butler, or will the move up in weight affect Danny? We'll find out the hard way, I guess. As we get ready for round 6, you see the corner of the amateurs. Joe is the manager of the San Jose Community Center. And the pride and joy of the community center is Danny Ray Perez. Here's a little replay of action from round 5 now. This was the action after the bell. They're in there locking up, and the bell rings, and you see him going toe-to-toe. The referee had to separate him, so round 5 turning a little bit wild there at the end. And we're now ready to go into round 6. See Daniel Perez taking some deep breaths, trying to get some oxygen into his blood. But he has to have the confidence knowing that he went 10 rounds with Thomas Tate, so he knows he can go 10 rounds. And EARL Butler's known for his stamina. He's going to be there the whole distance, so we've got a fight on our hands. A little bit of concern right now from this crowd, very pro Danny Perez. This is his hometown crowd, and they're kind of unsure about what they're seeing. Now you see Danny Perez bouncing a little bit. Again, he's in the corner, and Butler goes to work on him. There's a chopping right hand, and Perez comes out with a combination. Butler trying to answer back. Looks like Danny Perez has the advantage in hand speed. There's a good little left hook from Perez. The pit bull. But Earl Butler just continues to stay busy. He keeps on firing. Tremendous conditioning on the part of Earl Butler. He started off with a little bit of managerial. There's a good combination from Perez that rocks Butler back. Butler's a little bit hurt here. Danny Perez now going on the attack. Earl Butler, when he's hurt, instead of falling back, he comes forward. So a good scoring combination from Danny Ray Perez. As I was saying, Earl Butler with a little bit of managerial problems. Now that he's hooked up with Danny Carbajal, his career has really been on the upward. And he was real confident about this fight. He went 4 rounds with Anthony Hembrick. The fight was stopped on a headbutt, on a cut, which was the result of a headbutt. And U.S. Olympian Anthony Hembrick had his hands full with Earl Butler. So he's very confident that he can come in here and pick up a win against Danny Perez in his hometown. And again, Perez back into that corner. He needs to be out of there. Butler just punches him and works him back into the corner. Our scoring through 5 rounds, very unofficial, but I've got it 49-46 in favor of Perez. Again, that's very unofficial, and we don't know what the judges are really seeing in this bout. Prime Productions, the promoter putting on this fight tonight, this fight card. That's Sal and Rudy Guzman, Felix Tenorio, and what a welcome addition they are to the world of boxing here in New Mexico. Just outstanding. This is their second fight card, and this one is a real gem, and you see both men going toe-to-toe. And they're working the promotion for Danny Perez, and they're not putting him in easy. They're really moving him along. And he's being tested right here. Earl Butler just continues to come forward and throw those hooks. Danny Perez answers with hooks. Seems like Daniel Perez could, like right there, shoot up the middle, stick that jab in the straight right. But he's getting into a war of hooks from Earl Butler here. And Butler with a good left to the head of Perez at the bell. Tremendous effort on the part of Earl Sweetness Butler. Danny Perez outscoring him, but Butler's staying busy. And what else you'd like to see or not see on the 8-count boxing hour? We're ready to respond to the boxing fans. Our address is P.O. Box 91801, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the zip code is 87199. That's P.O. Box 91801, Albuquerque, and the zip is 87199. Drop us a line. If you have questions, we'll read them on the air. And everybody that writes to us will get a personal response from myself. So we go into round 7 now. This bout's scheduled for 10. These are light heavyweights, professionals. Danny the Pitbull Perez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, taking on Earl Sweetness Butler from Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, and Butler runs into a right hand, but he scores with a little right hand. Both men have been landing good. I think Perez has had the more damaging punches, but Butler throwing the higher volume, staying busy, as you see right here. Every time he gets Daniel on the ropes, he goes to work. But here comes Perez again, bombing his way off the ropes. Pro boxing coming to you from Roller West here in the South Valley of Albuquerque, New Mexico. A beautiful facility inside for boxing. Next time they have a show, come on down. There you see Danny Perez now trying to get his jab working. His jab hasn't really been working tonight. I don't know, he hasn't been using it. It's a good weapon. He has a good jab and he should use it more. As you see Butler throwing those hooks, doing a lot of work from the outside. Again, I think Danny Perez's key to this fight would be shooting up the middle with jabs like that, right there. A right hand right up the middle, and it scores on Butler. Backs him off. Butler just continues like a wind-up toy. Just wind him up and let him go, and he throws those hooks and uppercuts. Tremendously grueling battle. These two men have got to be in great condition to go the distance if that's what it takes. There's a big right hand from Perez. Again, Butler throws the many more little pity-pat punches, and every once in a while Danny Perez will answer with a bomb. So it's what a job for the judges on this fight. This is a hard one to score. There you see Danny Perez going a little bit off balance. Butler again shooting that jab and right hand. But not much, really not much power on those punches from Butler. He's just throwing them out there, staying busy. Now you see Perez trying to throw his jab out there. Came up a little bit short. There's a good little left hook from Perez. And a good combination again. Daniel Perez fighting in spurts. And that ends the round. This bout's looking more and more like it's going to go the distance. I'm sure a lot of the Albuquerque boxing fans were looking for another quick knockout from their hometown hero, but Earl Butler was more than ready for him tonight. Now let's take a look back at some action from round 7. And there you see some damaging left hands from Perez. Butler missing. Daniel Perez with an underrated defense. He is moving. This bout scheduled for 10. I'd like to say hi to my friends from the New Mexico State Boxing Commission, Mr. Jim Boggio and all the commissioners, Juan Nunez and Mr. Gallup. I hope you're watching tonight, Mr. Abeda and the whole gang. New Mexico's Athletic Commission is doing a great job with boxing in the state. They do everything. They oversee that the boxers get paid, they watch out for safety, and they're very concerned, and we're lucky to have them here in this state. Again, Earl Butler coming forward. He doesn't seem to move back much. There's a big right hand now, and again, Perez falls back into the ropes. And I expect him to come out swinging any minute, and there he is. Daniel will kind of let himself be pushed into the corner, and then he'll come out firing. There's a good little jab. I think that left jab, he could stick it in the face of Butler all night. Perez tries a big right hand. And Daniel taking a little bit of a breath there. I think the move up in weight is affecting him. He seems to be tiring. Earl Butler doesn't seem to realize that he's a mile up, that the air is pretty thin up here. It's not stopping him. This is a big test for Danny Perez. A big test. Moving up to face not only a light heavyweight, but an excellent light heavyweight. Probably in the top 30 in the United States right now. Definitely Earl Butler. And you see concern from the boxing fans there in the background. Worried looks on their faces as their hero is really being tested, spending a lot of time with his back to the ropes. Our scoring through 7 rounds. Earl Butler 65, Daniel Perez 68. So a slight edge, very close, very unofficial. The way we have it scored here at the 8-count boxing hour, a 3-point edge for Danny Perez. Butler making his charge right now. And that ends the 8th round. And here's a replay of round 8. Some action. Danny Perez with a good left hand right there. You see Butler's head snap back. Thanks again for joining us here on Albuquerque's Public Access Channel 27, your community channel. Pro boxing coming to you from Roller West here in Albuquerque. We've got a good one here in our main event. This fight now moving into the 9th round, scheduled for 10. And the referee stops the action. We have an obnoxious fan at ringside, and the referee is going to let him make his exit. So one of the fans gets in trouble there, getting a little bit carried away, but a lot of concern for the pit bull of Albuquerque, Danny Perez. He was off to a big start, but little by little, Earl Butler's been working his way back into this fight. It's very close right now, and who knows what the judges' scorecards are saying right now. But Earl Butler just continuing to move forward round after round, not giving a step backwards. And Daniel Perez seems a little bit puzzled. Of course, Perez just continues to work. He needs to be busier with a jab. He needs to keep scoring and shooting up the middle on Butler, who comes in with those wide hooks. No knockdowns to this point in this fight. Danny Perez was hurt with a low blow, unintentional low blow in the second round, but he was able to continue the fight, and he's worked his way. Since then, he's been doing fine. Again, Butler moving Perez into the ropes, and now Daniel Perez tries a little move to his right, pushes Butler off of him, and now sticks a jab out there. Butler has been hurt a few times in this fight. Not real serious, but he has been shook up a little bit. I don't think Danny Perez has been hurt in this fight. You see Perez now trying to land that big right. He'd really like to hurt. Uh-oh, and there's a big combination, and Butler's hurt. Butler staggers back a little bit. Perez now trying to get on the attack, but Butler, when he's hurt, he starts moving forward, throwing punches. He's in tremendous shape, tremendous shape. He's been recovering. He's been hurt, but he always recovers and comes back firing. So Butler, he shook a little bit. His legs shook, but here he comes again. He's in top condition. Danny Carbajal doing a great job his conditioning. His trainer, Danny Carbajal. And you know it's got to be a plus to work in a stable with people like the world champion, Michael Carbajal. Danny Perez is the pride of his gym, the South San Jose Community Center here in Albuquerque. Danny Perez definitely the pride and joy of that particular gym. Again, Perez trying to shoot the jab and come back with some. There's a right hand to the face of Butler, and here comes Butler again, throwing body shots. Again, Perez with that left jab and right hand. So that ends the 9th round. Actually a pretty good round for Daniel Perez. He needed it. Danny Perez definitely needed that round, and he did. I believe he pulled that round out, so it's going to be very close to the 10th round. Danny Ray Perez in the red trunks and Earl Sweetness Butler in the black trunks. And now our unofficial scoring through 9 rounds, we have Perez ahead 87-84 for Butler. Highly unofficial, believe me, we do not know what the judges are scoring. That's the way we see it. And I see about 5 rounds that really could go either way. So both men need this 10th round. The referee brings them together, and here we go. They don't touch gloves. Perez with a nice jab comes up a little short. Both men high concentration here in this 10th and final round. A very, very close fight, very evenly matched, these two young men. There's a right hand from Butler, but Perez rolls with it. Again, Butler trying to jab, but coming up short. Kind of bullying Perez back into the ropes again. Perez tries a big right and misses. There's a body shot. Oh, a left hook from Daniel Perez and another left hook. You can see the spray go flying off the face of Earl Butler. Daniel Perez, a very underrated puncher. With only 3 knockouts in his 10 victories, he hits a lot harder than that. And even though Earl Butler has the more knockouts, the higher knockout percentage, there's no question Danny Perez is the harder puncher of the two right here, as he's definitely demonstrated that tonight. But Earl Butler the busier fighter, and there's a good little jab from Butler. And Perez answers back with his jab. There's a good left jab, lands from Butler. Danny Perez involved in a war here at Roller West in Albuquerque. Again, both men just standing there going toe-to-toe. The 10th round. Two main event fighters here going into the 10th round. Again, both men just staying inside, staying close. Grueling, just toughing it out. Again, both men throwing shots inside. Not much steam on them. I think both men are starting to run out of gas a little bit. One of the fans at ringside yelling at Earl Butler, "You're a mile high, Butler." Time running out now. Toe-to-toe action here in the final seconds of this bout. Both men just throwing with both hands. And there's the bell that ends the fight. This fight has gone the distance, and now it's in the hands of the judges. You see Danny Carbajal there raising the hand of Earl Butler in triumph. Joe Turrieta raising Danny Perez's hand in triumph. Both men feel they've won this fight. And believe me, whoever comes up on the short end of this is not going to be happy. I could see this fight going to a draw. This is just so close, so hard to score. And the three judges are going to have to come up with something here. What a fight. Both men deserve a lot of credit. They've proven themselves here tonight. Wow, I'd like to see a rematch of these two. The crowd buzzing now, kind of wondering. You see a little bit of concern on the faces of the people at ringside. A tremendous fight here tonight at Roller West on the 8-count boxing hour. Camera work by Mr. Tim Stewart. We thank him for it. This tape being brought to you courtesy of the New Mexico State Athletic Commission. And I believe ring announcer Leroy Mora is ready to give the verdict. He's waiting for the PA to come on. Again, Butler walking around the ring, raising his hands, and Perez playing to his fans. Let's go up to the ring announcer for the call on this exciting bout. So a unanimous decision goes to the pit bull, Daniel Perez. There you see him, a very jubilant Danny Perez, and his manager, Joe Turrieta, very proud of his young fighter. The scores were 98-95, 96-94, and 97-96. A very close but unanimous decision for the Albuquerque pit bull, Danny Perez. There you see a disgusted Earl Butler. Danny Carbajal with a few choice words for the judges. He feels he got robbed. I can see that he's not happy. But a beautiful performance by the pit bull, Danny Perez. Don't take anything away from him. He's on his way, folks. We've got a great fighter on our hands. Someone to be proud of, the pit bull, Danny Perez.